Coming up in today's headlines in New Zealand. 2 boys found a surprise by the Romani Lake. The World Rugby announces new rules of the rugby law book. Sunglasses worth of $90,000 were stolen from OPSM. Sailors make a life-changing journey helping a young boy with his condition. 3 female sailors cycled the length of New Zealand in 25 days to help fundraise money for a boy named Oscar. He has spastic diplegia cerebral palsy. The effort raised about $7,000 towards Their efforts raised more than $7,000 towards a $100,000 life-changing operation for the Wellington boy. Oscar's condition causes severe muscle stiffness similar to constant leg cramps. The bond between Oscar, his family, and the women was formed after the sailors offered a fundraise on his behalf. The surgery took place in September and had transformed the little boy. The surgery took place in September and had transformed the little boy. His dad said he was no longer subdued, unable to walk, in constant pain. Okay. Although the long cycle journey ended this month, the sailors have kept their fundraise page open to help Oscar's parents pay the surgery cost. Now over to Malin with the exciting news.
Thank you, Sophia. They say that only the dead fish follow the stream. Well, at Lake Rosamanu in New Plymouth, the fishing rod does as well. 2 12-year-old boys thought that they were in trouble when they, after just a few minutes, saw their fishing rod disappearing. But to their surprise, it did not sink. It swam around in circles. And within an hour, they had saved the fishing rod using help from their parents and a kayak. After being dragged around the lake, they finally got the rod and the fish out of the water. The fish weighed 10 kilograms. It was a carp, which can grow up to 1.4 meters long and weigh up to 40 kilograms. Grass carp in Lake Rosamanu are property of New Plymouth District Council and are in the lake under a permit of the Ministry of Primary Industries and the Department of Conservation. They are here to help maintain the open water and recreational use and are not meant to be fished. But from one animal to another. A woman named Maria Lombard found a skeleton of something who looked quite weird Tuesday 2 weeks ago at Weatherare Beach. She thought it looked somehow like a dragon's head and its spine. She took a photo of it and sent it to a museum of New Zealand, the Papa Tongaria. And now we have finally got the bizarre animal skeleton identified. It was not a sea monster, and it was definitely not a dragon. It was just a smooth skate, which looked similar to rays, but lays eggs. That was all for me. Thank you.
Thank you, Malin. Over 300 sunglasses and frames were stolen from an optometrist store in Auckland just before 4 a.m. this morning. Police said the glass of the OPSM store in Turua Street, St. Heliers, was smashed and the shop ransacked. The store was also burglared prior to Christmas last year. Most of the 300 stolen sunglasses and frames were the brands Tiffany, Prada, Ray-Ban, and Bulgari. They are estimated to be worth over $90,000. Staff member Maris Garcia mentions a dodgy man entering the store 2 days ago and before leaving asking if that was all they had in the shop. Police inspector Police Inspector Andy King says there may be a large amount of stolen glasses for sale online. And he advises everybody to keep an eye out. Now over to Adam with the sport.
Thank you, Sophia. Today's sports. The Kiwi mixed martial artist Mark Hunt recently filed civil charges against Brock Lesnar and the Ultimate Fighting Championship UFC for letting Lesnar compete even though it tested positive for steroids before the fight.
Oh.
He sued the UFC for more than $3.5 million and is now on the verge of quit fighting. Hunt's last 3 appearances has been against fighters who has been tested positive for banned substances, and he's no longer seeing the point in the sport. He says that putting doped and clean fighters in the same octagon is jeopardizing with their health and does not give them a fair chance. Hunt is very unsure about his future in the UFC, and if cheaters are still accepted in this, he says that he's going to find another job. And now over to some rugby. The World Rugby recently announced details of a zero-tolerance approach to the reckless and accidental head tackles in the sport. The game's law book's punishment has changed as a result. Punishment for high tackles will increase and the acceptable height for the tackle has been lowered. If a player tackles his opponent, knowing he will risk tackling their head, the minimum punishment will be a yellow card. That includes a tackle that starts below the shoulders. If a player makes accidental contact with an opponent's head, even in a slipping tackle, the team will be penalized. The new rule could have an instant impact on the game. In the All Blacks 21-9 victory against Ireland, the All Blacks Malakai Fekitoa could, under the new rules, have been red carded for a reckless high tackle on Ireland's Simon Sebo, instead of the yellow card he received. Cricket. In round 4 of the Ford Trophy, Auckland Aces won the clash against Central Stags by 4 runs. Northern District humiliated Otago Wolves in their win by 125 runs at their home ground, Seddon Park. Wellington also claimed a win against Canterbury in a tough and even game. That was the result of round 4, where the Stags, ND and Wellington took some important points as the final is closing in. That's it.
Och så säger du thank you back to Sophia.
So, thank you all and back to Sophia.
Hello, I'm here with Malakai Fekitoa. Welcome here. Thank you for taking your time. How do you feel about the game a few days ago? I see you still have spirit left.
Yeah, it was a good game, great game. Very good team performance. We fought well, got the point. Very good.
Yeah, I definitely agree. But how do you feel about the new rules for coming?
These new rules are ruining the game and taking the fun out of it. So,
Okay, yeah, that's a bit sad you feel that way. But how do you feel about your future in All Blacks?
I mean, if they...
Malakai, meeting now.
Okay.
Okay, I think we have it all. Okay, back to the studio.
We are now back from the break with some breaking news. Subway store in South Auckland was robbed by the same person wearing a black baklava. 2 weeks in a row, the first robbery. The first robbery was on the 4th of January by 8 p.m. The man had allegedly threatened the staff with a knife and got away with $6,000. The next incident occurred a week later, and the criminal got away with $450. Up to this day in present time, the problem is still not solved and the situation is escalating. It is now the 3rd week in a row that the unidentified criminal is getting away with this crime. We sent a reporter to the spot and they should reach the destination within a few minutes. For now, here's Liam with the weather.
Tomorrow is the first day of spring, but the weather not seems to be attention to it. It will be more like middle of winter with icy rain and much snow in the south. The temperature will be around 1- in the southern islands, and the clouds that have been laying all over the northern islands will be now sweeping down to the southern parts of New Zealand. And we'll get some sun and the clouds that have been laying all over the north is now sweeping down away to the southern parts of New Zealand, and we'll get sunny winds from the east. The temperature will be around 4 to 5 Celsius in the north. So if you want to go for a walk outside, today is the perfect day to do it. On Friday, all of the clouds are almost gone. Just a little cloudy cover in the southwest part of New Zealand, but not more than that. The sun is going to take over and shine, as you can see here. But in the afternoon, we will have clouds coming over from the north part of New Zealand. And as we can see here, we will have all over the country, the rest of the week, much sun. And as we can see here, we will have sun all over the country the rest of the week. Now back to...
Thank you, Liam. Our reporter should have reached destination by now.
Thanks. Yeah. Now standing here with Sarah from Subway. Please tell me what happened.
Yes, it's very sad because it's the third week in a row this shop has been robbed, and it's quite frightening for the staff because they don't know what to expect.
Have you contacted the police?
Yes, we contacted the police. Yes, we do this every single time, the security. But there's not much to do. They are just trying to investigate the situation.
Okay, what are Subway going to do about it?
We are gonna try to make it a more secure place, but it's quite difficult because we have the money to pay out the salaries for our staff, so it's going to be difficult to have any security guards there 24/7.
Thank you, Sarah. Now back to you, Skia.
Thank you for today, and we'll see you next week.